In a quiet town surrounded by mango trees and dusty roads lived a young man named Arjun. He was not the smartest in school, not the strongest in sports, and not the most talented in anything in particular. Most people saw him as ordinary, a simple boy with average grades and no special achievements. But Arjun had one thing inside him that even he didn't recognize at first, a spark. A small, quiet spark that waited for the right moment to grow into a flame. That spark was consistency, the beginning of the journey. Arjun dreamed of becoming a long-distance runner. Whenever he watched marathons on TV, his heart raced. He imagined himself running on big streets with cheering crowds. But dreams alone were not enough. One evening after losing another race at school, he sat on the ground frustrated. His friend Samir tapped his shoulder and said, "Arjun, you're not slow, you're just not consistent. You run only when events come close. Champions train every day." Those words stayed in Arjun's mind all night. The next morning, before sunrise, he put on his old worn-out shoes, stepped outside, and started running. The road was empty, the sky was silent, and the world still slept. But Arjun was awake, with purpose. He didn't run far that day. Only 15 minutes. He was sweating, breathing heavily, but something inside him felt different. For the first time, he wasn't waiting for motivation. He was building discipline. Day by day, the change began. The next day, he ran again, and the day after that. Some days he ran fast. Some days he could barely move, but he showed up, and consistency started its magic. After 1 week, he noticed he could run longer. After 2 weeks, his breathing improved. After 1 month, he felt lighter, stronger, more confident. People in his neighborhood noticed him too. "Every morning, this boy runs," an old shopkeeper said. "He has something special," replied another. But Arjun didn't think he was special. He thought he was simply doing what needed to be done. The first big challenge. The annual town marathon was 3 months away. It was the perfect opportunity. Arjun set a simple goal: run every day without missing a single day until the marathon. He bought nothing new, no fancy gear, no special diet, just determination and consistency. Every morning at 5 a.m., while others slept, Arjun was on the road. People admired him, but they didn't know the struggle behind those early mornings. There were days when his legs hurt so much he wanted to quit. There were days when rain soaked his clothes. There were days when his mind told him to stay in bed. But every time he felt like stopping, he repeated one sentence: "Champions are made by consistency, not talent." And he ran. The setback. 2 months into training, Arjun faced a painful challenge. During a long run, he slipped and twisted his ankle. The doctor advised him to rest for a few days. "You must let it heal," the doctor said. "If you push too hard, you'll make it worse." Arjun felt shattered. His streak was broken. His dream felt distant again. That night, he sat on his terrace, looking at the stars, tears in his eyes. Habit had become part of him. Stopping felt like failure. But his father sat beside him and said something he never forgot. "Consistency doesn't mean you never rest. It means you don't quit. Heal, then return stronger." Arjun realized that consistency wasn't about perfection. It was about commitment. So he rested, and as soon as his ankle allowed, he returned to running. He reduced speed, took shorter distances, but he showed up again, and that was enough. The transformation. By the time the marathon day arrived, Arjun was not the same boy he had been 3 months earlier. He had transformed, not because of any miracle, but because of daily effort. He felt stronger, more confident, more alive. His friends who once called him average now looked at him with admiration. "Arjun, you've changed," Samir said. "No," Arjun replied with a smile. "I've grown." Race day, the road to greatness. The town was buzzing with excitement. Runners from different schools and nearby villages had gathered. Some had fancy shoes, energy drinks, and professional training. Arjun stood there quietly, wearing the same worn-out shoes he had used every day. But he felt no fear, because he had something the others didn't: consistent preparation. The whistle blew. Everyone started running. Arjun kept a steady pace, remembering all those early mornings. At the 10-kilometer mark, many runners who started fast were slowing down. But Arjun maintained his rhythm, step by step, breath by breath. At 15-kilometer, pain hit his legs. His old injury felt alive again. For a moment, his mind whispered, "Stop, you cannot win." But then another voice inside him answered, "You didn't train for 3 months to quit now." He pushed forward. At 18 kilometers, he overtook several runners who once ran ahead. At 19 kilometers, the crowd began cheering. At 20 kilometers, he could see the finish line. His heart pounded. His legs burned. Sweat dripped, but he smiled. With one final push, he crossed the finish line. He didn't come first. He didn't get a shiny trophy. He didn't even expect applause. But when the results came, Arjun placed third, the highest he had ever achieved. People congratulated him. His parents hugged him tightly. His name was called on stage. For everyone else, he had become a champion that day. But for Arjun, he had become something even greater, proof that consistency can transform an ordinary person into someone unstoppable. The real reward. After the marathon, people treated Arjun differently. Some asked him for advice. Some called him inspirational, but he always said the same thing. I'm not special. I just didn't give up. He realized that real success comes not from talent or luck, but from the decision to work every single day. Consistency taught him the value of patience. Consistency taught him resilience. Consistency taught him that progress is slow but powerful. He learned that the world doesn't reward those who dream the biggest, it rewards those who show up every day. Arjun's new mission. Inspired by his own journey, Arjun started helping younger children in the neighborhood. He taught them how to build habits, how to stay disciplined, and how to grow step by step. Some asked him, "Bye, what's your secret?" And he always answered, "Do something small every day. Don't aim to be perfect. Aim to be consistent." Years later, he became a respected coach. Many of his students won races, earned medals, and achieved dreams. But he always reminded them, you don't become a champion the day you win the race. You become a champion every morning you choose to show up. The message of the story. Arjun's life is proof of a simple truth. Consistency turns ordinary people into champions. Not talent, not luck, not shortcuts. Just daily effort. Small, simple, disciplined steps repeated over time. Moral of the story. Consistency is more powerful than motivation. Small daily habits build big success. Champions are created in silence, long before the applause. Progress comes slowly, but quitting stops everything. Anyone, absolutely anyone, can achieve greatness with daily effort.